Hello everyone and welcome back to the Belgian Beer Brothers channel. Cedric here in Antwerp with yet another brew review, and today we are going to talk about something different. We have talked about this brewery already because we are going to have a beer by Schlenkerla. Now Schlenkerla is a German brewery. They are based in Bamberg, and Bamberg is very well known for their Rauchbier or smoked beer. And this is a special version of that because normally they use smoked malts that are smoked over beechwood, and for this one they used alder wood. And if you want to know more about that, I'll put a link down in the description. But for example, this malting Weiermann also malts those smoked and sometimes even peated malts. Now, talking about the bottle, this is a very classic Schlenkerla bottle. This is a half-liter. All I can say, well, it's almost half-liter. It's a 1 pint or 0.9 fluid ounces. But I do like this label. It's a bit calmer than the other Schlenkerla labels, and I like this to be more serene. So this is the Aecht Schlenkerla Erle, and like I said, this is smoked on alder wood instead of beech wood. Now, I think they tell it best. So, Schlenkerla, the historic smoked beer brewery. For our Aecht Schlenkerla Erle black lager, we use a very special smoked malt. This is not dried over beechwood fire as is usually the case, but over fire made of alder wood. Now, I mainly know alder for guitar making, but why not in beer? The alder smoked malt brings a fine, complex, smoky flavor to the beer that is less strong and spicy than in our classic smoked beer. I have been known to describe the original Schlenkerla Rauchbier as drinking bacon, so that might not be a bad thing. A high roasted malt content provides a pronounced roasted aroma and a dark, almost black color. At 4.2% ABV, Aecht Schlenkerla Erle has slightly less alcohol but is strong in flavor. As one of the last traditionally made smoked beers, Aecht Schlenkerla Rauchbier is a passenger in the arc of taste by slow food. Okay, and then we go to ingredients: water, malted barley, hops, and that is it. Okay, let's have a look because I am very, very curious right now. I haven't had this before, so it's gonna be a discovery for me as well. Nice branded bottle cap. Now, I did notice that online Schlenkerla themselves describe this as a dark lager as well as a Schwarzbier. And a Schwarzbier is basically a dark lager, but we don't really know this in our regions, so let's see. First off, absolutely stunning in color. They call it dark, almost black, but that is entirely not the case. This is dark, but when light shines through, it is a beautiful deep dark ruby red. So it's even better than they announced, to my personal preference. Some bubbling, quite a bit of aroma already. Nice darkish beige foam and quite thick and dense foam, very creamy, exactly what we want to see. Let's have a whiff. Oh wow. I think this might be better known for Americans or maybe Canadians, but just like the original Schlenkerla is like liquid bacon, this is a bit sweeter, so it's more like bacon fried in maple syrup or caramelized bacon. Very smoky, less bacony, more ashy. But still, it's like sitting next to a campfire. Yeah, very aromatic. And the thing with this Rauchbier, with these smoky aromas, is that almost nothing else shines through. So we'll have to discover this in the flavor. Cheers! Yowza! Now, it hasn't been long since I've eaten, and that is why I'm rinsing my mouth a bit extra with this beer, because I really want to get all the flavors and not to be misguided by the flavors of my food. But yes, really, really nice. As they announced themselves, it is indeed softer, smoother. It is less spicy, less aggressive. However, still very interesting in the sense that this might be a bit less herbal, but this is way more smoky in the literal sense, more ashy, more woody even. And the combination of that smoked malt and that roasted malt really, yeah, those flavors really elevate each other. So it's low ABV, low CO2, but very high in aroma and in flavor in general. I think this would do very well in a tasting with like Baltic porters and smoked porters, especially for the Baltic region, since this is a lager. But for that, I kindly refer you to the Baltic Porter Day playlist. As this beer warms up a bit, it really gets a very well-rounded mouthfeel. It is very creamy. It is very thin and dense at the same time. And the flavor is really opening up as well. So we started out with those roasty flavors, those smoky flavors. Now we get a little bit more herbaceous, where in the beginning we didn't really have that. And also some earthy flavors. And I think the hops are kicking in as well. And the aftertaste, how can I say this carefully? The aftertaste is normally that gets more mellow, more soft. In this case, it's those strong flavors that linger. So the aftertaste is more like ashtray or a vulcanized rubber. However, despite being non-smoker, I do enjoy this aftertaste, and it's playing with my mind. Very weird. But I do think that this is a great entry-level Rauchbier. For the people that like porters, for the people that like stouts, for the people that doubt whether they want Rauchbier or not. Yeah, start with this one and then slightly work your way up to the original. I've had some good ones, I've had some bad ones, but this is definitely a nice, interesting one. So, might be a gateway. Okay. 375. Not a lot to discuss about this beer. So, that all being said, thank you guys so much for watching. If you like this video, leave a comment down below, share it with some friends. If you want to support me even more, visit the Patreon page, buy me a beer, or just share these videos. If you want to see more, subscribe and hit the bell icon. You'll get notified whenever I upload something. And on that note, I will see you guys in the next video. Cheers.